Alright, what's up everyone? MK Tom Brady here. So in this video, I want to talk about Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I'm not going to go over every little detail on this game as it would take me quite a while, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of things in this game to really talk about what made this game so great. And I've got Sonya on the screen here, and she's a great example of, to talk about some of the good things in this game. So you'll notice right away that the movement in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is very fluid. You don't have, even in the modern NRS games, where the transition from walking forward to backwards and vice versa is not very smooth. And it's something that many people have highlighted in Mortal Kombat games. Well, this game does not have that. This game has got a very smooth transition. Some characters kind of walk faster than others. Obviously, some sidestep better than others. That's typical in 3D games. But what is really consistent in this game is the overall movement. Now, when I mentioned that this game was played by Tekken players, a lot of Tekken players back then, you can kind of see why. They share some similar things, such as a Korean backdash in this game. So when I watched the MK meta video again from Ketchup and Mustard, just to kind of refresh my memory to how people thought this game was played. And I saw them talking about hey, look, sidestep is faster, you can do this. And even sometimes in forward, in movement in general, backdashing and forward movement and backward movement. Nobody did this. This was terrible. This is not something you want to do because occasionally you can do it. A character like Baraicho has to do it because of how slow his sidestep is when he's in Drunken Fist. But overall, most people just wanted to move and they wanted to sidestep. They didn't want to, sidestep and tap block. The movement is very fluid in this game, so there really is no need to try to use block to try to buffer something like a block dash, like you do in modern NRS games. The movement is just very, very fluid. And stuff like this is more common in Deception and Armageddon. It's not very common in Deadly Alliance at all. So when you backdash, you are not able to do anything until your backdash has completed. I can't do an attack. I can't walk forward, nothing. But when I'm doing something like this, I can stick my attack out immediately. So I don't have that. And so if I want to back away and then walk forward, I didn't want to backdash there. That wouldn't have hit anybody. I can, take 2 steps back and come in forward right away. And this is very important to be able to do this. Again, if I'm doing this and something whiffs, I can't whiff punish it right away. But if I'm just doing something like this, then I can immediately do it. So backdash is used for positioning, as far as getting away. I shouldn't even say positioning. Backdash is just kind of used as hey, I'm gonna maneuver away from you. So you can use it, and it is important to use at times, but a lot of times you just want to kind of do this. And this is, again, it's not rocket science. If you tap it, it's canceling a backwalk with a backwalk. So if you tap it too slow, you don't get it. You tap it too fast, you get this. You tap it just right, you're able to get it properly. And again, I'm not trying to pretend it's this advanced mechanic, oh my god, the execution. It just takes a little bit of practice, but the most important thing is knowing when to do it and how to control it. So that's why. Next, there's jump canceling. So in this game, jump canceling is canceling a jumping attack with a normal. So, for example, there's her standard 3. I'm grounded. And if I do it with a jump cancel, I get a little bit more range. Now, some attacks gain more range than others. With this, Taekwondo 3 gains slightly more range, where some other attacks gain a crap ton of more range. And this is just a way to extend your range on your normals. There are some players that used to jump cancel every single normal they did. So if they're throwing out a normal, it's going to be jump canceled for the extra range. And obviously, if they have more range, they're able to do attacks. And if you're not going to jump cancel back, you know, so in a Sonya mirror, if two of you are doing Taekwondo 3 and one of you are jump canceling, one is going to have a little bit more range than the other. Okay, so then there's, I don't want to go through all the characters here, but jump canceling, certain moves can also have the animation shortened, like Jax has a life up, and you can jump cancel it, and it will cut the animation by about half, so it gives them a faster one. Also, the risk versus reward in this game is also very, very good. So here's a character like Sonya here. And she's got like these obnoxious lows, like back 3, very obnoxious, right? Back 3. Well, when you block this, it's a full combo punish. Well, she can do the second hit. Aha! Tricked you. Second hit came out. And you block that, and she's dead as well. Or she's got like this low here. You block that. She's dead. She can say, oh, okay, well, I'll just do this if you try to punish me. And if you block that, she's dead. Her axe kick, she's dead. Axe kick into low, she's dead. Axe kick into double low, she's dead. So if you're going to play this game and like, oh, I'm going to mix up, you know, am I going to do one hit of the string or 2 hits or whatever it is, you're dead for any of them. And the damage you get is not even going to come close to the damage they get on the call out. So if you're going to play that game, you will lose every single time. She also has her overhead combo starter. It's very slow. Most people actually just kind of like fuzzy it a lot of times. They can just stay crouching, as the lows are significantly faster than that. You have to use kind of Taekwondo 3 to get them a fuzzying, and then you can use that. But again, you block that, and she's dead. And then she has this roll move. Now, moves like this in traditional NRS games are just fuck neutral moves, right? I'm just going to get in for free, and then I'm a mix. No. If you block that, she's dead. Moves like this are made to be whiff punishers to get in. Not, oh, I'm just going to throw it out for free and get in for free, and now you're going to have to deal with me all up in here. Nope, that doesn't work in this game. That's what it's not designed for. All these normals, like this is one of the best normals in the game. It's safe, got good range, untechable knockdown. So all of these moves in this game are this is meant to be a game with well-placed normals, not a game where you're just going to bulldoze your way in safely and then safely ram out these stupid 50-50s. It's, you know, and even a modern NRS game, overhead. Oh, unsafe, haha, nope, it's actually safe. You didn't know about this cameo, bruh. Same thing with lows and throws, everything combos, everything can be made safe sometimes. Punishing is kind of like, why bother half the time, especially with the meta cameos. That is not the way this game is. This game is the risk versus reward. Actually works for this game. Now, obviously, there are some characters that do have a degree of safety, but they also have downsides. Like, let's go into those. Like, for example, there is something in this game called universal tracking. So even though sidestepping is very good, there's a way to make moves universally tracked by holding up. Well, the problem solved, right? I mean, why sidestep when everything can universally track? Wrong. So you have like a character like Baraicho, whose standing jab in Drunken Fist is 2, but he also has a separate move, up 2. So if you're holding up to do his jab, you're going to get that move, and you're not going to get his jab. You would have to, if you wanted to make it track, you'd have to sidestep, then tap the jab while holding neutral, and then immediately hold up for the rest of the string to kind of have him kind of follow you. But that will still cause the first hit to whiff, and for you to get whiff punished. And so, you know, even Reptile's, when he gets in close, he's got this obnoxious low with back 3 and his crab stance and this obnoxious overhead, or not overhead. It's a high, but we'll talk about that in a second. Highs hit you in transition to low block. We'll get into that in a second here. It's a back 2 and a back 3. Well, you can't make them universally track, which allows you to sidestep a lot when fighting that character, which forces him out of that stance, which is a stance he's meant to just ram mix-ups down your throat, which still allows you to use superior spacing and footsies, as opposed to like, oh, I'm just stuck there getting 50-50s rammed down my throat all day. Not really the case. So this game kind of balances that out accidentally by some of those moves not being able to universally track and some of those characters not having very good movement. So on to what I just said, highs hitting in transition. So not everyone in this game has like a Taekwondo 3 or a Scorpion Pigua 3. However, you have highs that will hit you in transition to low block. Now this actually works out in your favor. This game doesn't necessarily have the most devastating and obnoxious lows, or a couple of characters that have some good ones. But overall, lows are kind of an annoyance, but they're not going to kill you for the most part. However, in trying to block them, you are going to get hit by the jab in transition. So it actually works as a good mid up close when people are just trying to kind of ducking and stuff, whereas a jab can actually work as a mid because it catches you in the transition. And it actually takes characters with good highs and not the best mids and makes those highs into an equivalent of good mids. Of course, you can always just be crouching when they go over your head and whiff punish and stuff like that, but you just can't, it'll hit you in transition. Now, also, what's to stop characters from ramming out like these branches? Like every character has a branch combo where they can transition from one stance to stance 2, or you can go through all 3. You can also, like I said, from stance 1 to stance 2, stance 2 to stance 3. So, but you can't go to 3 into stance 1. So you can go forward with the branch, but you can't go backwards. You can't go from 3 to 1. You can go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, not from 3 to 1. Now, some of these branches, what's to stop a character from just ramming out their branch? And there are certain characters that can backdash cancel at certain points and make them safe. So what's to stop a character with like a fast jab from coming in, ramming out this string, and then getting to a safe point and then backdashing away? That's because almost every string in this game can be interrupted after the second hit. So 2 hits, they can't block, and if they try to finish the string, they're going to get interrupted. So most, not all, but most of these situations are a free interrupt. Now there are some characters that don't do the best at interrupting, which again is an accidental balance because these characters a lot of them happen to be very good. So some of them is an accidental balance, whereas you have the fast jabbers that are very good at interrupting and punishing. So some characters that are very good are not the best punishers, not the best interrupters. And you have some characters who aren't the best, but they're very good punishers and they're great at interrupting. So it's an accidental kind of balancing tool, which a lot of this game is kind of accidental. I think that makes kind of the best fighting games where happy accidents all kind of come together. All right, so there's so much more I could go into. Let's briefly just touch on the combos here. So also, like, Sonya, she's got this like kiss, right? Look at this kind of like the range of this move here. So while you're kind of spacing out, you're going to use this kiss here. So it's just, again, everything screams like footsies here. So there's also power-ups in this game, Sonya being one that can kind of everything flows together. So if you happen to hit a kiss, you can just power up, launch, and then branch. And of course the hit would miss there. The hit would miss. Alright, so again, now power-ups also, you can't just ram out. Oh, that's another one more thing. So things like power-ups and life-ups. What's to stop someone from abusing a life up over and over again and just getting life back? They do considerably less life, and after I think a little more than a handful, you then gain no life back. Power-ups have a cooldown, so you can do a power-up, but then you can't do another power-up for several seconds until the internal cooldown runs out. This stops you from constantly hitting somebody and powering up, hitting somebody and powering up, so on and so forth. So, like Sonya can do her kiss here. Her power-up is in her Kempo stance. And then I don't know why that whipped down Scorpion there, but things like that. And she can also do it in her Taekwondo stance. I'll see if I can even hit this combo. I'll probably miss it, but her Taekwondo 2. And you see how he hit the ground there? If he hits the ground, not guaranteed. It has to, you can't have him actually hit the ground. So See if I can get this for you guys. I haven't done this in many, many years. You actually kind of have to time it, so... There we go. And this allows Sonya to, again, like, you know, just very, very good character. So the combos are kind of cool, kind of creative in this game. So it's got cool, fun, creative combos, and it just has a lot that's really good in this game, you know. I just wanted to kind of share a couple things about this game. I have streamed it last couple of days here. Obviously, I know no one's going to get into this game. It's old. It's difficult to... I mean, it's not... I mean, it is accessible. You can get, like, Dolphin or something like that and play people online with it. But it's not something like, you know, download on Steam or something like Legacy Collection. Hopefully, they put this game online in, you know, in, like, a Legacy Collection 2, if that ever happens, which probably won't. But I just wanted to share some thoughts on this game. My favorite Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Thank all of you for watching. I really appreciate all the support. And, you know, I just didn't see the point in doing full character guides. I don't... If somebody actually wants them, let me know in the comments. But I just didn't see the point because I just didn't think anybody cared. You know, it's not like MK Deadly Alliance is going to start picking up tomorrow. Anyway, just let me know, and, you know, if we got enough people that want that, maybe I'll go ahead and do some character guides. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you enjoyed.